Yeah, what is up, guys? Usually I have everyone dropped out, but don't worry about it tonight. We had a couple of technical things happen last minute, but we're here and we had that ultimate version of our intro. I started doing that for these championship episodes, and yeah, if you're familiar, that is Ken's theme from Street Fighter. So usually we got a different version, but only on championship episodes you hear that one. But
volume
yeah,
is perfect this time. That was too loud was perfect.
Awesome, because the first time I had the volume too loud, I didn't realize, and it like blew everyone's eardrums out. But yeah, I'm your host, Jordan, the movie hero Anderson, and I guess this time we'll just go around the horn and we'll introduce everyone. But just so everyone knows, this is episode 141. This is Best Movie Duos. This is our championship episode. So started with 128, and we've narrowed it down over 3 episodes. Well, this will be episode 3, and then we're down to 32. So we're going to determine the best movie duos in all of movie history, according to this panel, and according to like random matchups and things we have in the randomizer. And yeah, I'm your host, Jordan, the movie hero Anderson, or if you know, I put the Jordan M. Anderson Esquire because that's part of Bill and Ted. So if you know, you know. But because I'm a big fan of them, maybe a hint of who I might be advocating for, but but joining us we have Malcolm Lay. How's it going, Malcolm?
It's going good, and yeah, it's tough. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. Like as soon as I opened the bracket fights, I got spoiled with what the first matchup was, and that's what's going to be nice. Off the bat.
Nice. Well, as it should for a championship episode. But we also have Brian Nussbaum. How's it going, Brian?
It's good. See what the randomizer brought shows up to like. We hard matches, we some easy matches, and judges for each small club.
Oh yeah, right. and also, looks like you might be advocating for maybe a Doc Brown or something like that tonight. Yeah, but we also have Richard Schwartz joining us. How's it going, Richard?
It's going good. Still trying to wake up. Have no energy. It's going to be interesting, though. The hardest thing about this is going to decide what Malcolm's going to pick, because Malcolm, he has the oddball choices, you know. It's always fun when Malcolm's on the panel.
Yeah, right. You never know which way he's going to go sometimes, but it makes it fun. So yeah, and then also last but certainly not least for now, we have the Z-Man, Zaddeus Smith.
There he is.
What's up?
Hello, good people.
Hey. How's it going?
What's going on, man? Yo, sorry, I'm late. Having a little internet connectivity issues, so I had to switch my phone.
Okay. No worries. We may get in a pinch hitter, maybe. I reached out to just 2 people, so we'll see. But for right now, we'll have 5 of us, so we won't have any ties or anything.
Also, to be fair, you're not late. You arrived precisely when you needed to.
Yeah, right.
Thank you, Malcolm.
Exactly. Really good
Exactly.
matches.
Zaddeus, I'm so sorry. There's no Bebo on this list.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's only movie duos, but I mean, maybe in the future.
Yeah, TV duos will work perfectly in the near future.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think TV duos. Yeah, that could be something to do down the line, maybe. Yeah, I'd totally be down for that. But we'll bring up the bracket here, and then we'll just have one thing left to say: is let's do this.
We're going to play a wonderful game called Who is Your Daddy? And what does he do?
It's showtime.
What do you say we cut the chit-chat? A-hole!
May I see your invitation, please?
Sure. Here's my invitation.
Let's do this, Schmidt.
Yeah. Just like we always do, Jenkins.
Jacob. Oh, sorry.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. And I want to have them answered immediately.
I mean, come on, I just don't see a problem here. Let's just do it.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm pumped.
You serious?
All right. So we can reveal the first matchup here. And it looks like Mowgli and Baloo from Jungle Book up against C-3PO and R2-D2 from
Star Wars Disney matchup.
From all of Star Wars, basically, yeah. So we always start at the bottom of the the ladder, and also just to give a little context. Usually, we have my co-host kind of break it down how it's going to work. But for everyone, or for anyone who might be tuning in, just real quick, it's just basically like a March Madness tournament of 64. We're just going to vote round by round until we come up with a championship. If you come across a duo that you've never seen their movies, then you still have to vote anyway. Just come up with any reason. And we like to have fun. We like to vote for literally any reason. We like to vote for movies we love. We like to vote against movies we can't stand. We like to vote because we just like individual characters or we like the poster. So yeah, that's pretty much how it works. Pretty straightforward. And we always start at the bottom of the ladder. So Zaddeus, you will have the first vote here. You're going to vote for.
See, this would have been tough because if I'm thinking of iconic duos, I mean, you see the Goldman and the Droid like together, like you automatically think Star Wars. However, one of them carries that duo like heavily, and C-3PO is totally annoying in my eyes. And R2-D2 is the man. He's the man, but he's not a man, but he's the man. However, when I think of duos, like even though I think Bagheera is a great part of the trio, but Mowgli and Baloo together are like peaches and cream, like apples and orange are like not apples and oranges, but like they go together to me. So I'm going with
peanut butter and jelly, right?
And peanut butter and jelly, exactly. I'm going with Mowgli and Baloo.
Yeah, sounds good. And yeah, like I kind of get it. Like C-3PO is just like a neurotic droid that's like afraid of everything. Just kind of like that might get a little annoying sometimes. I can see that. Yeah, but Brian, who are you gonna go for?
Yeah, this is a good matchup. Both Disney matchups, my opinion. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with C-3PO and R2-D2 on this one. They work well together. I love the whole husband-wife scenario with like C-3PO the nagging wife and R2 like the aggressive the husband to it, and love the humor. C-3PO's humor with R2-D2 and yeah, I quite enjoyed the duo more than Mowgli and Baloo.
Yeah, sounds good. Well, Richard, what are you gonna go for?
I am going C-3PO and R2-D2. You say C-3PO is annoying, but Mowgli is equally annoying, if not more, in the original Jungle Book.
Yeah.
Half the time in that movie, I was hoping he would die. I know it's a Disney cartoon, but there are times where I'm like, just go dark a little bit. But my vote's gonna be R2-D2 and C-3PO, just too iconic.
And also at the end, he kind of ditches Baloo. If you've seen it, he just ditches because he wants to go with the humans.
No, but Baloo lets him go. Baloo
that is true.
Him.
No,
that is true.
Baloo to the guy with the girl.
Yeah, but Malcolm, what do you say here?
Yeah, I mean, I like the duo of Mowgli and Baloo. I mean, it's a good duo, but I think even though C-3PO and R2-D2 don't get along all the time, whenever they work together, they get shit done at the same time. So I mean, I'm gonna go C-3PO and R2-D2.
Yeah, sounds good. And yeah, for me, like I think Mowgli and Baloo are fine, but I feel like C-3PO and R2-D2, they're iconic and yeah, like it's kind of like Malcolm says, when they get along, they actually get a lot of stuff done. And I don't have a C-3PO figure yet, but I do have not one but two versions of the R2-D2 because I have one here that's a little serving tray from Return of the Jedi when he's on the little like floating little hover ship and like forced to serve drinks, and I got this guy here, so I have two of them. So I'm a big fan, especially R2-D2, so I will go with C-3PO and R2-D2.
C-3PO and R2-D2 will move on.
Yeah,
got the Blues Brothers, Elwood and Jake up against Lilo and Stitch.
Okay.
Ooh. Well, I mean, I don't know if Austin we regret it too much, but like he's a big Blues Brothers guy, and maybe I'm just not so much. So we'll see. But we'll start with Brian. What do you say?
Yeah, I'm not a big Blues Brothers fan either, but I quite enjoy the duo with Lilo and Stitch. It's like opposite attract. Was an alien, was a Hawaiian girl. They work well with each other. They work well if you count the TV show as well for Lilo and Stitch. They work well in Captain Experiments. Yeah, I like the duo Lilo and Stitch more.
Yeah, sounds good. Richard, what do you say here?
I'm going with Lilo and Stitch. It was just different at the time. Like their chemistry is really well. Blue Brothers to me is fine. I never really got the hype of the Blue Brothers films. It's good, but it's also kind of forgettable. I think when it comes to Akore, I think there's another pairing I find him better with than the Blues Brother.
Mm-hmm.
So Lilo and Stitch is my choice.
Yeah. Well, Malcolm, you got?
Yeah, I mean, I like the Blues Brothers. I do think they do work well as a team, and that. But yeah, Lilo and Stitch is just a great pairing. Like whenever one of them is in trouble, the other is going to try and find them and help and rescue them. So yeah, I'm going Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah. I think Lilo and Stitch are a great duo. I'm not a huge fan of the overall movie per se, but these two characters together work really, really well. And it's kind of like a girl and her dog, or girl and like the alien kind of thing that like kind of plays that role. And yeah, and talk about Ohana. Ohana means family. You don't leave anyone behind, and so I think that works really well. And the Blues Brothers, yeah, they're fine. Like I'm kind of with Richard that the movie's kind of forgettable. Like I think it really appeals to people who really lived through the 80s. I was born in the 80s, but I just didn't really grow up with Blues Brothers, so I got to go Lilo and Stitch. So, but Zaddeus?
Well, look at this. I've never seen Lilo and Stitch before in my 35 years of life. I've heard a lot about it, and yet I did see Blues Brothers for the first time in 2020. I thought it was completely just man. It's like a good definition of a man movie to me. So, I mean, even though I've never seen it, it did teach me that Ohana means family. It's out there teaching life lessons. So, Lilo and Stitch.
Zaddeus, this is the closest you ever get to Bebo.
Right?
Yeah, right.
Hey,
right.
there's a live action movie I think that's about to come out too. So, that's being cast at least.
It'll be interesting on the live action. See the CGI work on the aliens.
Did you vote, Brian? Were you first?
Yeah, I was first with Little Stitch.
Okay, yeah.
So sweep.
All right, we got a clean sweep.
Dominic Toretto and Brian O'Connor from Fast and the Furious up against Timon and Pumbaa.
All right.
This will be
this time,
matchup.
So I'm going to be Richard first. So who you got?
The OG live action Lilo and Stitch up here, huh?
Yeah, right.
Now, my vote's gonna be Timon and Pumbaa. Again, like I enjoy the Fast and Furious movies. Though, like it's really hard, like just because. And Walker's death kind of like it made the duo even you appreciate Dom and Brian even like after his death, but like again Timon and Pumbaa just iconic duo. Like they had such a small role in The Lion King, and they end up being so popular that they got their own cartoon TV show, their own movie.
Yeah,
they were like they're just like chemistry wise just great together. So Timon and Pumbaa, my vote.
Sounds good. Malcolm, what do you say?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of Jungle Book, and I do like the pairing of Timon and Pumbaa. But that being said, I really like family. Look, I'm not gonna lie. When I was making this bracket, I was kind of hoping that we would get Lilo and Stitch up against some Fast and Furious crew.
Right.
A whole family matchup, but alas, it's not happening yet. But that being said, I think over the movies, I think Dom Toretto and Brian O'Connor's partnership grew a lot. Like even after Paul Walker's death, like even though we didn't really see Brian on screen, Dom was like you could tell how his friendship impacted Dom, because Dom does mention Brian a lot even after we don't see him on screen. So I'm gonna go Dom and Brian.
Yeah, this one's kind of tough for me.
Malcolm.
Yeah, yeah, like it's kind of tough. Just because, like, I really like to see an animated matchup. I think that'd be fun to have Timon and Pumbaa go forward. But it's like, man, like, I'm just such a big Paul Walker fan. I mean, maybe not as much Vin Diesel, but they really work well together. And yeah, they might be more of like a family, but I kind of feel like there's certain people that like do kind of pair off. Like you have Ludacris and Tyrese's character. They're kind of like might be a duo to an extent, and then Dom and Brian, especially in the first movie, like you just really see them doing things together, and then their friendship grows to where he's just part of their family, and like it just works. Like for whatever reason, like they're just movies that I grew up with that I love. I didn't love 8 and 9 so much, but that's fine. I mean, there's enough of the other ones that I do love, so I'm gonna go with Dom and Brian. Yeah. Zaddeus, what do you say?
This was tough, and I think I just decided what it is, what the criteria is right now, because while I do love Timon and Pumbaa, they were definitely a great part of The Lion King, even for the small roles they had, and they had memorable lines close to me, especially what they did in the Lion King live action movie. They were the only good part of that movie.
Right. Yeah.
But I'm not gonna get into that. However, I feel like the pairing of Paul Walker and Vin Diesel, Dom and Brian, while again it became an ensemble cast, like at Fast 5, like with Furious 6 and Fast 7 or whatever it is, I feel like you can feel the loss. And unfortunately, we all know Paul Walker's untimely death. However, I feel like we feel the loss of the Brian character being in the movies, which brings the quality. Well, I love Fast 9. It is just bonkers as all hell. But I think you feel the loss of Brian's character in F8, F9, and Fast 10 that just came out more with just Dom and the rest of the characters, and with no Brian being there. It's kind of like his perfect yin to his yang a little bit. So I think you feel that loss a little bit greater. So I'm going with Dom and Brian.
Yeah, I think that's why you see Dom maybe going solo a bit more, because if you had Brian there, Brian would be right with him, you know? Yeah. So, but Brian, what do you say?
This is an interesting matchup. Timon and Pumbaa was one of the best parts of the original Lion King. Seeing how they got their own TV show and their own movie. But if much I want to see anime matchup, I just want to see a family matchup with Fast and Furious versus Stitch more. I'm gonna go down Toretto and O'Connor.
Yeah, we'll get the family, so it'll be Dom and Brian moving on.
And I don't think we had Tej and Roma, but after you mentioned it, we probably should have. I don't think we had Ludacris and Tyrese.
Yeah, Tej and
and
Roman could have been a good duo. Yeah,
or Hobbs and Shaw.
I know. Yeah, those two also. Yeah,
got Mike Lowry and Marcus up against Murphy and Connor.
Is it? Like a good action matchup here. So it'll be Malcolm first. So what are you gonna go for?
Yeah. I knew I should have watched Boondock Saints for this, but I still haven't watched it. I don't really know much about it, so I've got to go Bad Boys by default here.
Yeah. Well, these are both movies that I'm kind of like, I think they're good, but they're not great to me. I think they're like, but the duos are both like great. The duos are both really, really good. And oh man, like as much as I do like Martin Lawrence and Will Smith together, I kind of want to give it to Murphy and Connor, just because I think they're a really great duo. They're pretty much together throughout the whole movie, and actually it really works really, really well. And they might be kind of underdogs, so I'll give it to Murphy and Connor. Yeah. Zaddeus, what do you say?
I've never seen Boondock Saints, but I've heard a lot about it. But as soon as I saw the graphics start coming down, I'm like, it's going to take – there's only like really one duo that I think matches to me in my mind with Mike Lowry and Will and Mario in this movie. And like the fact the two of them together, while Bad Boys 1 is a little bit slow, Bad Boys 2 is great and crazy, and Bad Boys for Life I think is good as well. But it's the two of them that carry that franchise on. Like if one of them was to be removed, I feel like it'd be a instant downfall. So yeah, Will and Martin.
Yeah, sounds good. Brian, what do you say?
Yeah, I haven't seen Boondocks since either, but I quite enjoy Mike Lowry and Marcus Moore. I love their chemistry together. They both provide great action, some good comedy between each other. So I'll go Eminem, Mike Lowry, and Marcus.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say Boondock Saints is like an all timer. It's worth watching at least once. I think everyone should see it at least once, probably. But Richard, what do you say here?
I mean, this is tough. I love the Boondock Saints. I enjoy Bad Boys. I think I'm slightly going to Bad Boys just only because if you're not really like familiar with the Boondock Saints, like it takes a minute to get into the movie. Obviously
Yeah.
these two make it really good, but like also I think William Dafoe also helps the movie be low key really good. But I'm going Bad Boys just because it's I would guess more iconic duo, and also even if you're not a fan of the Bad Boys movie, their chemistry together is really good.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna be Mike and Marcus moving on.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I think Boondock Saints managed to make it this far because I think on the part it was initially, there's a lot of fans of it then.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah, for sure.
This is
So.
a good matchup now.
Ooh, shoot, frick. So.
Well, Jordan's having matchups.
Yeah, yeah. So Wayne and Garth and Agents Lee and Carter from Rush Hour. Oh, this might be like this could be a championship for me right here. It's like
This is a championship.
I mean, well, it's a championship, but I mean like a finals. I should
Oh,
say.
okay. I see.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm first. Frick, I don't have any time to think about it. So, man, for as much as I love Agents Lee and Carter, I mean. Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan, they work really well together, and there's been rumors that they're going to do another Rush Hour, and I'm totally here for it. Like I'll be there opening weekend, but like Wayne and Garth are just so iconic for me. Like I just love these movies, and I think it's the best thing the best movie that Saturday Night Live's ever done, and it just works really, really well, the first and the second, and like every time that one of these guys comes back to like host or anything, I'm always just waiting for the Wayne and Garth. Like I don't care about anything, just like give me Wayne and Garth together. And so yeah, I gotta go with Wayne's World. Yeah. Zaddeus, what do you say?
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen Wayne's World 1. I've never saw 2, but when I stayed just a couple minutes ago, like there was one duo that kind of put Mike Lowry and Marcus like up to test with me. It's definitely Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan right here. Like
yeah,
my God, I Lee and Carter. Like I just can't think they make those movies. Like even Rush Hour 3, as whack as it can be at times, and it can be very whack.
Yeah.
I always come back to the "Closer I get to you."
Oh yeah,
the scene with the twin of this. I feel like it has to be an improv, but it's probably not. But I just love their chemistry together and the way they play off each other. And hopefully, Rush Hour 4 comes out soon. But I'm going Carter and Lee.
Yeah, anytime Chris Tucker sings, like in Rush Hour 2, when he's doing the karaoke scene, like Michael Jackson song, all that. Yeah,
come closer.
Yeah, right. Oh, to the 4 stop. Don't stop till you get enough. Come on. Yeah, it's good. But Brian,
as picture says, what?
Yep.
Yeah, Ray Garden has my vote for me. It's one of the greatest duos from TV, from KFSR Live. Two still work perfectly. Yeah, they have both great sequels, and quite enjoy the comedy more in the second one than the first. But the first one had the whole Bohemian Rhapsody sing along, which brings me a lot of joy. So Ray Garth.
Yeah, the second one's when Wayne gets when Garth gets his first pube. Yeah.
Yep.
So, but.
Yeah,
Richard, what do you say?
This is tough. I do think I enjoyed both movies. I also think both movies are a little overrated.
Yeah.
I'm going with Wayne's World just because my favorite Jackie Chan pairing was him and Owen Wilson in the Shanghai movies.
Okay.
Rush Hour is fine. But it's Chris Tucker always playing Chris Tucker in every fucking movie. That's exactly what he was doing in this movie. It's just Chris Tucker being Chris Tucker. So Wayne's World is my vote.
Yeah, it is true, but and And yeah, Malcolm, what do you say?
Yeah, I mean, I don't, not even sure if I've actually seen the Rangel movies. I'm familiar of the duo of Rain and Garth, but yeah, they're going to move on regardless. So Garth in the chat's going to be happy.
Yeah.
But I will say Chris Tucker needs to do more stuff.
He does, yeah.
There's like he had about a 5-year gap between Rush Hour 3 and Silver Linings Playbook. Then he had it was about an 8-year gap between Billy Lynn's
Winning
Long
Garth
Half
win.
Time.
Yeah, that's right.
And he returned in year to this year. So I mean, like he hasn't really been that busy. Like he's only done about 13 movies, which is global. I could have sworn he'd done more, but I mean, whatever. He's probably still living on Rush Hour money, to be honest.
Probably, yeah.
But I would have gone Lee and Carter though.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it'll be Wayne and Garth moving on, and
then the Owen Wilson Jackie Chan duo make it in its parts, or
I don't think they made it to the championship. I think they went up against some.
Yeah, they work here, but I wouldn't mind seeing another like Shanghai. I don't know what it would be. Shanghai Midnight or Shanghai Morning or I don't know what something.
I mean, I think there's been talks of another Shanghai movie, but I think honestly, I think Jackie Chan's too old to keep doing the stunts he's been doing.
Yeah, all the stunts. Yeah.
I mean, even Owen Wilson is actually getting up there in age, even though he doesn't look it.
Yeah. Right. All right.
Well, this is pretty easy.
Our next matchup, yeah, Ashburn and Mullins from The Heat made it in, and then Buzz and Woody from Toy Story. I kind of feel like it's going to be easy, but we can go around quick. So Zaddeus, you'll be first.
I don't even need to see The Heat. It's Buzz and Woody.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
100%.
Yep. Brian.
Yeah, when I think of Pixar, I think of Buzz and Woody. They're both called duo. Ashburn and Mullins are good buddy cop team, but it's obviously Buzz and Woody.
Yeah. Richard?
Still haven't seen The Heat, so Buzz and Woody.
Yeah. Malcolm?
I have seen The Heat, and as much as I like Buzz and Woody, I would have gone Ashburn and Mullins. I do think they're better duos.
Yeah. Yeah. And I also love the Heat, and it's tough because I think that the Toy Story movies are way better movies, but I kind of just like that duo. I think it just kind of works as like the good cop, bad cop kind of thing, it just for whatever reason it worked for me. And I thought the movie was actually really funny. So, and I don't really like a lot of Melissa McCarthy movies. There's only like about 3 that I really like. So, or maybe 4 because some of her dramatic stuff I do like. But I'll go with Ashburn and Mullins. But I think even with that, it'll be Buzz and Woody, which is fine. I'm not mad about that.
And just quickly, I did look up. Apparently, there is a third Shanghai movie in the works called Shanghai Dawn.
Oh, okay, Dawn.
But I don't know whereabouts in production it is because the last thing that was that's on the Wikipedia page and is back in 2016. Jared Hess signed on as director for the movie.
Ooh, I wouldn't mind
with Aaron Bouchbaum writing the script, but as of today, there's no further information about that. That's last thing that was said was about 2016, so that's probably kind of dead in the water at the moment.
Yeah.
Jared Hess was a director that I went over to his house before he ever directed any big movies.
Oh, that's Jenko.
It was kind of cool, but yep, Jenko and Schmidt and Legolas and Gimli. Ooh.
Okay. So
it'll be Brian first.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest Lord of the Rings person, but I quite enjoyed Schmidt and Jenko a lot. They weren't that well known in high school. And they became like friends in the Police Academy, so they worked well ever since. So Schmidt and Jenko, plus he's even in the intro as well for the episode.
Yeah. Yep. Richard, what do you say here?
Oof, this is tough. Both duos are pretty they're really good together. Both duos could also be argued that they should be trios because the 21 Jump Streets, people like to establish them with the captain as well as Aragorn in Lord of the Rings. I'm actually going to go Jenko and Schmidt just because this was just like a surprising how well they had great chemistry together. Like, I'm blanking on his name.
Tatum?
Yeah, no one saw Channing Tatum's freaking like hysteric, like just him being funny. No one saw that coming, and I enjoyed the movies. I'm going Jenko and Schmidt. Just how surprising they work together.
Yeah, sounds good. Malcolm, what do you say?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, as I do like Leggins and Gimli, but to me, Leggins and Gimli is more of a trio with Aragorn. Jenko and Schmidt, like I do see the argument that maybe the captain could make that a trio, but I think they still really work as a duo because it is mainly them doing the cases. The captain only pops in from time to time.
Yeah.
Leggins and Gimli and Aragorn, they're together the most of the time. Pretty much all throughout all three movies. That's very weird. That I think the only times they've ever away was when Aragorn got killed. Until he came back later. But so I'm gonna go Jenko and Schmidt.
Yeah, and surprisingly, because I think that the Lord of the Rings they're better in movies. I have them two of them in my top 10 of all time. But the thing is, though, 21 and 22 Jump Street, like, are probably some of the best comedies to come out in the last 10, 15 years. And like when like not a lot of great comedies are really coming out. Like they're just not making like that, like really funny movies. I don't know whatever happened. They made a ton of them in the 80s and 90s, but these two they work really good together. They just play off each other super well, and for much as I love Lord of the Rings, I just think as an actual duo that Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill, they just work. So I'm gonna go with Jenko and Schmidt. Zaddeus, you say?
Yeah, I think I don't want to besmirch Lord of the Rings or anything, but I think it was Richard that said that I had no idea Channing Tatum could be funny, like at all. Like whenever the first 21 Jump Street, only reason why I saw it was because I knew there used to be an old TV show. I'm like, okay, Jonah Hill's fine. Let me go see how this movie is. Yeah. I absolutely loved it. And 22 Jump Street is. I'm not sure if it's a bad argument to say or controversial thing to say, but 22 Jump Street is one of the sequels in my eyes that's better than the first one. I already have the first one high up, and 22 Jump Street is even higher in my eyes, and I love it. So Jingo smoked all day, yes. And even in 22 Jump Street, they even gave you a snippet of what life would be like, as in the intro says, if one of them was gone, because you had Seth Rogen playing Smith. He can't even get Jingo's name right. So Jingo Smith.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. It's good time. So like I always hope someday we'll get that 21 Jump Street Men in Black crossover. I doubt it.
Yeah.
But that'd be awesome. Because one time I had Chat GPT write a script for it for the 21 Jump Street Men in Black crossover, and actually like wasn't too bad. Like I was surprised. I'm like this actually sounds really good. So I posted it online if you ever want to search my Facebook. But anyways, Brian, what do you say?
I went first for Jenko.
That's right, you went first. Okay, then it'll be Jenko and Schmidt.
Yeah, no, Channing Tatum didn't do many comedies before Trina on Drums. Like the only one he did was She's the Man, which I actually did think he was funny in, but man, he did a whole bunch like step up movies and all that. And apparently he had an uncredited role in War of the Worlds.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Really?
Yeah. He was a boy in church.
Ah. All right.
I'll grab you guys there.
Yeah, this is gonna be tough. So Richard, you'll be first.
It's Angel and Danny. I can't stand Beavis and Butthead. I think it's the dumbest piece of crap of all time. Like I enjoy South Park. I enjoy stupid things, but like I don't know. Their time is. They should have just let them be dead. And I'm sorry. Hot Fuzz is my favorite. The freaking Cornello. No, it's my favorite of the trilogy, not the Cornello trilogy. But you know what I mean. It's my favorite movie. One of my favorite movies they ever did. And they're great. It's an easy choice for me.
Yeah, well, Malcolm, you're not the only one that can't stand Beavis and Butthead. So
I can't stand Beavis and Butthead.
David Christie has as well.
Oh yeah, so you're gonna go with Hot Fuzz, Malcolm? I imagine.
I mean, yeah, I can't stand Beavis and Butthead, but I do remember when Jordan did send me the list for this, so I can make the graphics. I did debate with him about including Beavis and Butthead because they are more of a TV duo than they are for movies.
I mean, they had 2 movies, so.
Well, I mean, they were in movies, but it's the same with like things like the Simpsons movie as well. Like, Homer and Marge and that are more known for the being TV duos as they are for movie duos.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would have gone Hot Fuzz, but for the reason I just can't stand Beavis and Butthead, but I also see them more as TV duos than movie duos.
Yeah. Well, that's fair, and this one's tough because I think Hot Fuzz is the best of the Cornetto trilogy. This movie won my I think the like overall championship at my 128. I was gonna say that it won part 1 or part 2. No, it won the whole thing, and this movie's great. And it's a great duo, but man, like I just want to show some love to Beavis and Butthead because I feel like they're kind of underdogs fighting the uphill battle, and for whatever reason, like these two. I grew up with them, watching with my friends, and like for whatever reason, it just hits my funny bone, which I'm just walking around going like, "Hey, baby, fire!" Like doing all these like random things, and like just drinking Slurpees and eating nachos and like whatever, like just give me all the Beavis and Butthead that you got, and both movies were great too. Like I love Beavis and Butthead. Do America, Do the Universe was really good. So yeah, I gotta go Beavis and Butthead. Zaddeus. What do you say?
This is interesting because I just saw all the Cornetto trilogy a couple of years ago, like maybe 2021. We had a lot of time to watch movies in the past couple of years.
Yeah.
But
right.
And what I did like Hot Fuzz and Jesus Christ, Beavis and Butthead are definitely annoying AF as the kids say. But my God, if I don't pride myself in being able to say I am Cornelio.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cornelio.
Need TV for my bunghole.
Just because of that stupid shit that's lasted with me for years. I'm going Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah, let's go. Because the thing is, though, like to remind people, like Nicholas Angel and Danny Butterman are only together for like half the movie. The first half, they're like separate, and so but like when do you ever see Beavis and Butthead separated? You don't. So, Brian, we need your vote. Oh, there you go. Yeah, there we go.
Yep.
Yeah, you had it ready to go. Nice.
Yep. Beavis and Butthead's one of my favorite duos. Hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
You said whole. Look,
Yeah, you said wood. Yeah.
All the great mannerisms or quotes. Even their chemistry with their neighbor who looks and sounds like Hank Hill for some weird reason.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, Beavis and Butthead all the way. Yeah,
my favorite thing is when in Beavis and Butthead Do America when he makes it to the White House and he's just on like the president's phone. He's like, I'm the great Cornholio. I need to be for my bunghole. You will not defy me. It's just so good. Just running around the White House. Yeah. So yeah.
New seasons are all great as well.
Yeah. So it'll be Beavis and Butthead. Moving on.
I think this probably is the first upset.
Yeah. Right.
I mean,
it's definitely an upset.
Let's be honest. I think they got to the championship by causing upsets.
Yeah. Probably. Yeah. All right. Well, I guess that's the end of it.
This is why Zaddeus is good for this episode.
Yeah, I loved it.
I don't know how Austin's going to feel about Nicholas Angel and Danny Luke.
He does like me with my
Yeah.
head,
Well, I know he likes me as a Butthead, but
I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, because he's a big Beavis and Butthead fan too. So
I think he's also a Hot Fuzz fan too.
Yeah. Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh, frick. This is gonna be tough. All right. So this time it will be Malcolm first. So.
Of course,
Yeah.
it is. It's a tough.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I do like the Men in Black franchise. I think J and K are a great pairing. But that being said, I'm going to use the argument that Jordan did against Hot Fuzz here, because J and K, like, they're only really together for the first movie. For the other two movies, they are separated, or Jay is with the younger version of K.
Yeah.
Shrek and Donkey, even though they can't stand each other, well, at least Shrek can't stand Donkey for the most part, they're still together for all the movies that they're in. Even and Forever After, when they don't know each other, they still end up together for most of that movie in the alternate timeline and all that. So I'm going to go Shrek and Donkey here.
Yeah. Oh man, this one's tough. Just because they're kind of similar, like in the way where you have one kind of fun-loving guy and then another kind of grumpy, kind of curmudgeon with them, you know. So it's kind of, man, it's just tough. I just think, I don't know. It comes down to, because they're almost on an equal level for me. So it just comes down to which one I have more fun with, and like that's probably J and K. I think like I just think that they're great. Like they just work really, really well. Like K, something's peeking when he's trying to deliver the alien baby. Get over here, or whatever. Like they have each other's back, even though they may not be together the whole time. But it's kind of like just kind of Will Smith's character discovering what this Men in Black thing is, and once he discovers it, then boom, they're together, like pretty much like most of the time. I mean, they might be separate a little bit in some of the other movies, but not a lot. So I'll go J and K. Zaddeus.
This is the toughest one to me. Malcolm was making some very good arguments in regards to the fact that they're separated for having the movie in part 2, and it's Kay's younger self in part 3, and thank God we don't have to worry about international horrible movie. But Shrek and Donkey are definitely iconic as in Shrek 1. Shrek 2 I love to death, and I think they were great, and with the addition of Puss in Boots, I think it made it better. However, I've literally erased Shrek the Third from my memory because I didn't dislike that movie so much. So I don't remember it
as well.
Yeah, I don't remember that movie at all, and I haven't seen Forever After in a long time. And I was so leaning towards Shrek and Donkey just based on the power of the first two. But since I had to look closer, since it says Agent J and Agent K, even though it's not Tommy Lee Jones in MIB3, it's still still a version of Agent K, which I thought him and Jay had good relationship in that movie. So I'm going with J and K.
Yeah, sounds good. Brian, what do you say?
Yeah, I enjoyed Agent J and K, but I'm going with Shrek and Donkey on this one. They work well together. The first film, they meet each other. We're with the donkey, but overall, their journey together works well. And even though I know that makes argument for Joshi, but you can also make an argument for a trio with Shrek, Donkey, and Puss in Boots as well. In addition to Puss in Boots as well. Overall, Shrek and Donkey have the vote.
Yeah. Well, Richard, I guess it's down to you. You got the tiebreaker.
It's Agent J and Agent K. For me, Shrek and Donkey were really good in the first two, but the Donkey stick just got really old after that. Donkey never made any character progression at all in any of these movies, and it get kind of annoying after a while. Agent J and K, Tommy Lee Jones, Will Smith is great. Josh Brolin, like when it got to his role, like it still felt like Agent K. And I just feel like, I mean, Shrek and Donkey are very iconic, but I'm just so tired of the Donkey Shrek stick after like the second one. And like, I was never tired of Agent J and Agent K, so that's my vote. Men in Black.
Yeah,
I
it'll
mean, to be
be
fair, Donkey
Jane.
did have kids and a wife, though. That's sort of development for his character.
Woohoo! That's not really
Yeah.
good character. Oh, I see it.
I mean, yeah. I mean, also going back to what Brian said about the trio, technically, the Shrek, Donkey, and Puss trio only started in Shrek the Third. Like, even though Puss was introduced in 2, they weren't really a trio for most of that movie.
Okay.
But from third onwards, there was
In the
really
second
trio.
one, Donkey turns into a steed, but even still, it's the same personality. So
Jay Silent Bob.
We've got Jay and Silent Bob up against the other Jay and Silent Bob, Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon.
yeah.
Qui-Gon made to the championship. Interesting.
Yeah, so this time it'll be me. This one's tough. I mean, so like for as much as I'm a big Star Wars fan, and I think Qui-Gon's awesome, and I like when he pairs up with Obi-Wan, but like you make more of an argument that Obi-Wan and Anakin might be even like a more iconic duo. Maybe I don't know, maybe, but Jay and Silent Bob are just so much fun no matter when they show up. If it's in the View Askew universe, or if it's like even in something else where they just pop up for a cameo or something, you know, like they're always super fun to see. I think we're definitely going to see more of them, and at some point, I don't know what it's going to be. Probably Mallrats 2. I feel like that might be the next one, maybe, but which is awesome because Mallrats is my favorite movie of the View Askew universe, and yeah, I think Jay and Silent Bob are just awesome. They're always the best part of whatever movie, even if they're not the main part of the movie. So yeah, Jay and Silent Bob for me. Zaddeus.
Yeah, I'm glad you said something that you said, because I feel like if it was Obi-Wan and Anakin, this would be a much stronger fight. And I won't bring up the fact that he is technically in just one movie with Obi-Wan, and I say also because I'm going through like a Star Wars rewatch right now just because I wanted to try watch these in order, like first ever chronological rewatch with all 9 movies in some of the shows, like recaps. But I just watched episode 1 again on Saturday and on Friday, and they're together in the movie quite sometimes, but they also spend a lot of the movie apart. Like most of the time when they're on Tatooine, Qui-Gon's with Anakin and Shmi and Padme and all that part, and they come back together when they get to the ship. But I mean, it's not they're not really a kind of duo in my mind. They're more just student teacher relationship. So I'm going with Jay and Silent Bob, and like you said, they're the best part of the movies that they're in to me. Even their little very whack cameo in Scream 3, I laughed at. So
yep, same here.
It's just Scream song.
Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah. But Brian, what do you say?
$50 is a bad. Put that shit in my head. I'll go Jay and Silent Bob with this one.
Yeah,
they work well together throughout the whole VHS universe, and they even proved that they could work well together in 2 full movies, the 2 Jay and Silent Bob movies, and they work well with each other. Even in real life, Carol Smith, Jason Mewes still work together to this day, do the podcast. So Jay and Silent Bob.
Yeah, totally. Richard, are you gonna go with?
Jay and Silent Bob. I mean, it's just really hard just because, like, Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan's really only in one movie. Not even really I do agree. Probably Obi-Wan Anakin probably would have been a better choice. You could even argue probably Obi-Wan Luke Skywalker to a degree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But, I mean, Jay and Silent Bob are kind of like the first franchise to have, like, a universe. I mean, everyone credits the MCU, but it's really Jay and Silent Bob.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Jay and Silent Bob.
Yeah. Malcolm, what do you say?
Yeah, so I think a little behind the curtain here. I think on the list that Jordan initially sent me, there was multiple iterations featuring Obi-Wan, Luke, and that. I think I kind of got him to take it down to 1, and I did like 1 per character, 1 duo per character, just because like you can have a lot. And I mean, if you're going to use the mentor teacher argument for this one not being a duo. It's going to be it's the same basically for Anakin,
Yeah,
Obi-Wan,
it's true.
Anakin, Palpatine, all that. So it's going to be it's just one of those ones. I think. I mean, the only reason I put this one over like Anakin, Obi-Wan, and stuff like that, I think this one they're kind of a more solid duo, even though they were apart from them. But that being said, I'm still going Jay and Silent Bob here.
Yeah, so it'll be Jay and
yeah.
Silent Bob,
and that's
Nice.
a clean sweep as well.
Yeah, and also you can
Sweet.
get different duos from the universe, like Dante Randall, Brody Banky as well.
Yeah, that is true.
See, things that we could have thought about until earlier.
Yeah, right.
Ooh, this is a good matchup actually.
Good animation matchup. So
Well, another Disney matchup, to be fair.
yeah, right. So we were back on the Zaddeus. So you got here from Mike and Sully and Chip and Dale.
I'm going Mike and Sully, even though it's been a while since I've seen Monster Inc. I never saw Monster University. I still think the two of them in Monsters Inc. is strong enough. Like, even though I watched Chip and Dale, I love the movie that came out last year, but I feel like the duo of Mike and Sully is more iconic than the movie version of Chip and Dale. Even though I love how they carry on the story and like how they had their cartoon TV show, I still gotta go Mike and Sully.
Yeah, sounds good. Brian.
But that feedback from Urshel helped me. Mike and Sully has my vote for this.
Yep.
They're a great duo. Well, my second favorite Pixar duo outside Buzz and Woody. I love the chemistry. The humor is perfect. I like working out together in sequence in the opening. Even Monster University, they're quite well. They're great there. So Mike and Sully.
Yeah, sounds good. Richard.
As much as I want to vote for Chip and Dale, I do consider them TV more, even though they had that one movie. But I mean, their relationship is based on television. And I'm not a huge fan of Monster Incorporated. It's fine, but at least they're actually movie duos than what it would be television duos. So Mike and Scully by default.
Yeah. Well, Malcolm.
So one I did consider convincing Jordan to take out Chip and Dale, but then after thinking about it, it's like the version of Chip and Dale that's in the movie, it's actually it's not so much the same relationship as they have in the TV series. Because in the movie they're basically actors. They're both the actors that are playing behind the scenes of the making of the TV show, if that makes any sense.
Oh yeah, I thought it was a very smart way they did. Very cool way how they, like you said, they were casted in those roles.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that being said, as much as I do like Chip and Dale and I do like the dynamic they do have in the movie, I'm going to go Mike and Sully here.
Yeah. This one's interesting. I mean, I love Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. Like, I grew up with the TV show, Disney Afternoon, like all that stuff, and then I even played the video game that they had for a while, and I think it was like either NES or Super Nintendo is one of those. But and they're great, but they're kind of more like TV characters in a way. I mean, if you want to get nitpicky, even though I appreciate Malcolm's argument that they're kind of different characters, just playing the roles in a TV show within the movie, but yeah, I just think Mike and Sully, though, yeah, they're together for both of the movies. That they work really well. They're basically best friends. They're co-workers. They're just together all the time. They even have an entire song, I Wouldn't Have Nothing If I Didn't Have You. That's kind of like a duo buddy song. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Mike and Sully.
I'm very interested in seeing what if there's a TV duos episode that comes out in the future, because I'm honestly not sure if they will even advance far in that, though, to be honest. But
I think it'll depend on who they go up against. I'm going to
it depends on who it goes against. But there's so many great. I don't see. Yeah, I don't see them being somebody like Mulder and Scully or anything like that. So it would be very hard.
some pretty.
Yeah,
iconic
I'm
ones,
gonna start making those TV shows because I do think it's something
should,
that
You gotta have Tim Allen and
Richard
Al,
Karn.
Yeah, Richard Karn from
Yeah.
Home Improvement. I mean, there's a lot of them out there.
Scooby and Shaggy.
Yeah.
Hell, you can even have Tim Allen and Hector Elizondo from The Last Man Standing. I'm not sure.
Yeah, Last Man Standing. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Right. So Doc Brown and Marty versus Thelma and Louise. And it'll be Brian first.
I mean, this is the matchup. Doc and Marty, they're most iconic duo. They're heavy hitter. I haven't got to see Thelma and Louise in a while, but I love Doc and Marty. Love Back to the Future, but some of them, two of them are 128, so I'm going to go with Doc and Marty.
Yeah. Richard, what do you say here?
No one's asking for the Thelma and Louise variety back at Universal or whatever sorry,
Yeah.
it's Doc and Marty. It's not even a contest.
Yeah, right.
Move on.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. But Malcolm, what do you say?
Was Thelma and Louise ever a Universal movie though?
I don't know if it was or not.
There was a Back to the Future ride. I forgot which theme park.
Oh, no, I'm not saying there wasn't a Back to the Future ride. I was saying was Thelma and Louise a universe made by Universal.
No. I was talking about like no one's asking because everyone wants the Back to the Future ride back. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Although that being said, I actually do want a Thelma and Louise ride. I'm just driving off
the cliff. Yeah, right.
I mean, you can see that original too for one of those fake endings.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean, look, both of these are very iconic duos. Like they're both definitely up there. And this is another one that could have easily been a finals matchup as well, because they are both really good duos. But I do have to ultimately go Doc Brown and Marty here. Yeah.
So I remember that we did part 1 about 2 or 3 months ago. I watched Thelma and Louise for the first time. I'd never seen it. And this movie is actually really good, and Gina Davis is smoking hot in it too. Like the movie is a lot of fun. Like I never really watched it because I'm just like, just seems like a movie that like my mom's into. Like I don't know if I would really be into it, kind of thing. But actually, really was that, and a lot of fun with the movie. And yeah, like unfortunately, they can't do a sequel, which I would have liked to see more in the world of these characters. But the way it ends, it's not going to happen. But Doc Brown and Marty, they're an iconic duo. They're like two of the most iconic characters that are paired really, really well together, and you can tell they really care about each other. It's almost in a way like a father-son or like a grandfather-grandson, almost like that sort of thing, and it works really well. So I'm gonna go Doc Brown and Marty. I'm Zaddeus.
Jordan. Oh yeah, little favor. You did not catch them in the movie where they drove off the cliff and right into the wormhole. So they're gonna be Thelma and Louise into the multiverse.
Yeah, right. That'd be awesome.
I mean, you can say they're dead now, but we've seen Letty come back. We've seen Han come back. Spoiler: everybody can come back in the movie. So, but no, it's definitely Doc Brown and Marty up for me. Like, they're one of the even though again he's like the professor, but like the two of them have a great chemistry. Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd have a great chemistry, but the duo of those two are so great in the future that when he goes back to the past, that they still have a great relationship. They build off their relationship that Marty had in the future. So yeah, it's definitely Doc Brown and Marty.
Yeah, and like to be fair, they do in Thelma and Louise that they do a freeze frame, and you don't see what actually happens when they get to
exactly. I'm saying,
yeah, like you don't see it. So yeah, but yeah, it'll be Doc Brown and Marty. Ooh, here we go.
Han Solo and Chewie up against Captain America and
Bucky. Ooh,
matchup.
But it'll be Richard first. So you got
MCU bias. Captain America and Falcon.
Yeah. Sure, yeah.
I
Sounds
mean,
good.
it's not gonna win, but I mean, still, I'm a huge MCU fan. I love the dynamic between Captain America and Bucky. I love Han and Chewie as well, but the solo movie still exists. That kind of ruined it for me. So Captain America and Bucky never got ruined. Bucky and Captain America.
Yeah,
Not gonna wait.
yeah, totally. Malcolm, what do you say?
Yeah, look, this is actually pretty easy for me. To use the argument I've done that people have done many times. We don't actually see Captain America and Bucky together a lot. Like we see them together in Civil War. They're literally fighting each other in Winter Soldier. And in the first Avenger, you see them team up a few times. I don't think you see them together a lot in that movie. Han Solo and Chewie have been together for the most of the Star Wars franchise, and honestly, I think Solo strengthened their bond. I stand on defense of Solo. I think Solo is a great movie, and I think them as a duo in Solo works. So I'm gonna go Han Solo and Chewie here.
Yeah, and yeah, this one's tough because I'm a big MCU fan. I'm also a big Star Wars fan. They're two the biggest properties out there, but and also Captain America and Bucky. They're to the end of the line. They're like they got their little phrase that they say, and like it's great. But yeah, I just think like if they would have gone up against anyone else, why couldn't Captain America and Bucky go up against Thelma and Louise or something? You know, but they're going to be Han Solo and Chewie, and that's like maybe the most iconic duo, like almost ever put to screen like that. That's just a great duo where like essentially Chewbacca has a life debt to Han Solo, and so he's going to be with him until he's dead. He's going to stay by his side and going to protect him, and yeah, like I just love the chemistry, the back and forth. There's a lot of really good humor that works really well. And I also like the Solo movie. I just still think it's like subpar compared to like over half of the other Star Wars movies, but I still had fun with it. I mean, it's certainly better than the Rise of Skywalker to me. I like it better than that. So
I mean, let's be honest. The only reason Solo is subpar is because of the production issues it had.
That's probably true. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Han and Chewie. Zaddeus?
I've literally been going back and forth in my mind while everybody's been talking because when somebody said I'm with you in the line, I was literally thinking about the moment when Cap was about to quote unquote die in Winter Soldier, and he said that to Bucky, like it kind of like sparked something in the Winter Soldier's mind, and Cap kind of threw away his whole relationship with everybody else in Civil War because of Bucky.
Yeah.
And while I was thinking the same thing at first, like I feel like I didn't need to know. I wish Solo kind of didn't happen. I didn't need to know the origin of their friendship, but I feel it came back to the moment of The Force Awakens, like when Rey and Chewie are up at the top. I think it might be there too, but when Kylo actually kills Han Solo, and you just can see the anger, you can feel the anger and the hurt in Chewie's roar when he lets it out and shoots Kylo.
Yeah, he loses it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Chewie and Han.
Yeah, and he does it twice too, because you turn out the Jedi when he gets dipped in carbonite, Chewie loses it again, and
that's true.
Yeah. So, but Brian, what do you say?
Yeah, Cap and Bucky are a great duo. They work with each other, do the three Captain America films, but I love how Chewie one of my favorite parts of the Star Wars films. I even quite enjoy Solo. This could be a hot take, but I love it more than Rogue One, actually. So I'll give it to Han Chewie.
Yeah. Sounds good. So it'll be Han and Chewie moving on. We'll see what we got.
Rick and Murta up against Tommy and Richard.
Ooh. Okay. And it'll be Malcolm first. So what do you got? You are muted.
I'm not. I was in the middle of eating a bit of chocolate.
Okay. I was gonna say I wasn't sure if you were talking.
Yeah, I mean, I saw Tommy Boy for the first time very recently. It's a good movie. Like, it's fine. I'm not. I think if I'd seen it back in the 90s when it was first released, maybe I would have been a bit high. I think it's just one of those ones that is aged really not that good for me. But that being said, Riggs and Murtaugh had about 4 movies to build up their relationship, and I think they are probably the definition of buddy cop duo that everyone seems to go to. And even when Murtaugh's too old for this shit, he still gets in there to help Riggs out. So I'm gonna go Riggs and Murtaugh.
Yeah. So I actually haven't even seen all of the Lethal Weapon movies. I've seen the first 3, so I really am only missing 4 that I haven't seen yet. But and yeah, like they are a great duo. They're like kind of the iconic buddy cop team up. When like Riggs is having big like mental breakdowns or like contemplating suicide, that Murtaugh always is able to talk him off the ledge and kind of be the yin to his yang and that kind of thing. But man, I'm just such a big Tommy Boy fan. I even have like my little Tommy Boy figures that I got a Flash. So I got a Tommy there with the little brake pad, and then a David Spade, the Richard there. So yeah, they're awesome, and yeah, they just work because it's like you have the straight man, and then you have like the goofball off the wall. And for me, like, it's hard for me to vote against Chris Farley in almost any of that. I think he's the funniest person that's ever lived, and like in my opinion, I think he's just, for me, like, he just hits it like at the right spot for me. He's just like so good, and like we lost him way too soon. So I'm gonna go with Tommy and Richard. Zaddeus?
I've never seen Tommy Boy, but when I think of Spade and Farley, though, I think about, wow, they were a great duo together. But I'm thinking about with the movie and the fact that Riz and Murtaugh would be very hard to beat for me, like on any day. It's gonna be very interesting, like who they get paired with in like down the line this tournament. But they're one of my favorite duos and movie duos of all time. It's to the point where even when certain things have happened in real life, I'm like, oh, come on, Riz. Don't tell me you did this. I think people know what I'm talking about. Come on, Riz. I don't think about gifts. I'm thinking, come on, Riz. But like, even like, I just they embody the characters to me. So yeah, I'm going Riz and Murtaugh.
Yeah. Well, Brian, what do you say?
Yeah, I haven't seen those Lethal Weapon movies in a long time, but I've seen Tommy Boy a couple times, and I love the duo, Fat Guy, the little the great humor.
Richard, why don't you just express your true feelings? And he drops his pants.
Housekeeping. All right now, housekeeping room. Yeah, I love the chemistry between Tommy and Richard. Richard, the more sarcastic of the duo. And I kind of have a lot of fun with Tommy Boy more than Lethal Weapons.
And I wonder how many movies they would have made together, because they made Black Sheep, and then Chris Farley passed away, so maybe they would have done another. I don't know, but
it would be fun to see him in Adam Sandler a bit more.
Yeah, but Richard, what do you say?
Lethal Weapon, way more iconic duo, and I love Chris Farley. But I think Chris Farley was the big reason why Tommy Boy succeeded. I don't remember David Spade in this movie at all. He's very kind of bland, in my opinion.
Really?
And so Riggs and Murtaugh. Mel Gibson's piece of trash, but it was good in this film.
Right? Yeah. It's like, come on, Riggs.
Yeah,
really?
Yeah, right. Well, it'll be Riggs and Murtaugh. Moving on, which I'm fine with. Right. What we got?
Walter Watson and Bill and Ted.
Yeah, Sherlock Holmes and Watson. Yeah, Bill and Ted. So, and it'll be me first on this one, and like if you know me, I'm a huge Keanu Reeves fan. I'm a big fan of all three of Bill and Ted movies. Even the third one, like for me, like it just worked. Like sure they were older, but like they just jumped right back in it, and they're best friends all over again, and like they got right back into the voices. I thought they had great chemistry all again, and the only thing that they were missing was a George Carlin, and you can't bring him back from the dead. So and I think that Sherlock Holmes movies are fine. They're kind of ones where like it's like somebody puts it on and then I'll watch it, and if it's on TV. But like Bill and Ted, I'll watch any day of the week. Like I'll put it on myself and like watch it like over and over, and they're great. So I got to go Bill and Ted. Zaddeus?
Yeah, I haven't even seen the third Bill and Ted movie, but I feel like if you remove one or the other with Bill and Ted, the movie doesn't work. And I feel like while I like both the Sherlock Holmes movies, while they had important parts, I felt like it was really the namesakes movies, both of them. It was about Sherlock and like things that he can do and how he would solve things. And I'm not saying that Watson wasn't important, but I felt like it was, if you removed him or if he had died somehow, it would be, you could work your way around it. So like Bill and Ted, just being Bill or just being Ted doesn't work. So Bill and Ted.
Yeah. Yep. Brian, what do you say?
Yeah, when I think of iconic movie duos, I always go with Bill and Ted. Like they're one of the most definitions of a duo is the great chemistry, and if they were to make it, they wouldn't feel the magic without the two main actors, Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter. They're perfect for the role. So Bill and Ted.
Yeah, this is like the first two when I thought duos. I'm like, oh, Bill and Ted. Like they're like the first one that came to mind.
And even on Sunday as well.
Yeah. Yep. Richard, what do you say?
Bill and Ted biased. It's easy. Like I love all three of the movies. Sherlock. The Sherlock movies were fine, a little boring for me. Watson was the OG Robin Alfred of the Batman kind of thing, you know? You don't need Watson. Sherlock Holmes is always the main focus. Watson was just there just because he needs someone to talk to.
Yeah.
Bill and Ted.
That is true. Yep. Yeah. Malcolm?
I don't know. I think there was definitely times where Watson was onto the case more than Sherlock Holmes was.
Sometimes.
But yeah, I mean, this is like I do like the Sherlock Holmes movies. I do think they work well as a duo. But yeah, this is Bill and Ted.
Yeah.
They're just iconic at this point. And I do think the food movie worked even without George Carlin's. I think they made it work without George Carlin. And it's one of those ones like, I know there's probably the argument that you can make it true of George Carlin, but George Carlin isn't with them the whole time anyway. It's all just mostly for the head. So
he's not even in those movies all that much, honestly.
Well, he's in them a lot, but he's not with Bill and Ted all through the movies. What I'm saying.
He's more like a guide or a guru to them.
Like even in the second one, he was in the beginning and he was in the end. That was his role in the second movie.
Bill and Ted moves on. Got Wallace and Gromit up against Harry and Marv.
Harry and Marv.
This to me the toughest matchup of all matchups.
Let's see. So I believe we are back down to Zaddeus.
Yeah. This is an easy one. Besides the fact that I've never seen Wallace and Gromit, any of the Wallace and Gromit movies, but the way Harry and Marv, the stupidity and enjoyment these two idiots have brought me over the years of my life knows no bounds. And made my life so much better. So I'm going Harry and Marv.
Yep.
Should have been dead so many times. I would love to see those movies turn into a horror movie, like to see like they want something to happen to them that actually just gets snuffed out. You never see the movie will end very, very quickly. But yeah.
To see him actually catch someone and murder him in like a horror movie or something.
Yeah.
Right. But they can't seem to do it. So, Brian?
Yeah, this is interesting. Wallace and Gromit worked well for the movie, but I I agree. This is more of a TV duo with more of more like the TV series they had. Harry and Barber had like two movies which they were graded. Both great slapstick. Why put your tooth out? Hey, why you look like a chicken?
Yeah.
The whole stupidity.
Like
The
just
whole
like a chicken.
yeah. Harry Joe Pesci tried not to curse in the kids movie, which is always makes me laugh.
Yeah.
So, and the whole search to get rid of this kid, and they fool and Kevin always fools them. So Harry Marv for pure comedy.
Yeah. Well, Richard, what you got?
I've never seen the Wallace and Gromit films at all. I love Home Alone. I think Harry and Marv are great. Without them, Kevin McAllister would never grow up to be Jigsaw in the Saw films. So
Right.
Home Alone, Harry and Marv.
Sure. Yeah.
He would never achieve his true potential.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Malcolm.
So first off, it's to me like Wallace and Gromit have always been a movie duo, because they were in short films before they had a TV show, and short films to me are still movies.
Yeah.
I mean, even though they were long enough to be TV episodes, but I think they were still considered like short films, so to speak. And I mean, I think Pursuit of the Red Rabbit is definitely one of the better outings. I'm going to vote for Wallace and Gromit because Harry and Marv are not that good of a duo. Like they can't even catch a kid. They let them get outsmarted. So I'm going to go Wallace and Gromit.
Yeah. Well, I think that's kind of the like point is they're just supposed to be kind of like dim-witted, but and if you know me, Home Alone's the movie that I've seen more than any other movie that exists. I've seen this movie at least 500 times. I've seen it so many times, and I've seen the Wallace and Gromit movies, but it's like each one time, and I haven't really gone back to them. So I think they're good, but I just don't go back to them. And like Harry and Marv, the Wet Bandits, the Sticky Bandits, like Harry, I think we're getting scammed by a kindergarten, or like there's just so many like good lines like crowbars up, and they just work, and like whenever you see them, they're always together. You don't really ever see them separate, and I mean you kind of throughout the house when they're like getting like things dropped on their heads and set on fire and all that, but I mean they're basically still together in the same place. So yeah, I think they're great. So yeah, I'll go Harry and Marv.
For anybody that's watching this show, afterwards go check out I think it was Honest Action that I think Screen Junkies used to do. Or used to put out like a while ago. They did an actual death count of how many times Harry and Marv would have actually died in those movies. It's fucking hilarious. It's like the amount of trauma that they get in this movie. It's funny. It'll be the best part of your night. So go check it out.
So many times, especially the thing that gets me in Home Alone 2, how many bricks that he gets hit in the head with. He would have been dead from like 2 of them. He would have been dead. He just
keeps throwing bricks now.
Harry. When he gets electrocuted, they show his skeleton.
Yeah, when he gets it's the best. All right, so round 2. I mean, we've kind of already got the pleasantries out of the way, so you can just
and
vote.
I believe the winners of these are going to the poll too.
Yeah. So that'll be in our Elite 8 poll over on the Schmodown Friends and Family group. So you can go look for that there. Probably tomorrow it'll be up. But yeah, so C-3PO and R2-D2 and Lilo and Stitch. So it'll be Brian first.
You know what? Let's throw some anarchy in this. Lilo and Stitch.
Sure, yeah. Richard, what do you say?
I am also going to go Lilo and Stitch because as much as I love C-3PO and R2-D2, their relationship really never changes throughout the whole movie until like the Rise of Skywalker, and even then that kind of gets shifted back to their normal parody at the end. Lilo and Stitch, I just think their relationship started off strong, and they continue to grow throughout I think it was just wasn't one movie, or no, there was a direct-to-DVD movie as
There was
well.
a bit.
Yeah.
There's at least two. There was about
Two of
three
them, I think.
movies.
I feel like
in
their
the
relationship as a duo grows stronger, whereas C-3PO and R2-D2 always remained the same throughout all the Star Wars movies.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, Malcolm, what do you say?
Well, actually, there was altogether there was 4 Lilo and Stitch movies. There was Lilo and Stitch the movie, Lilo and Stitch 2, and Leroy and Stitch.
Oh yeah, Leroy.
Damn
Leroy Stitch, best known for making the finals of the anime sequels.
Oh wow,
productions.
Nice.
It also got second on animated movie sequels.
Wow, interesting.
But that was because the panel they had on there was doing Anarchy. They were teaming up until Cameron Holzman backstabbed them.
Anarchy.
But anyway, because Leon Stitch gives me post-traumatic stress from that moment, I'm going to go see 3PO and R2-D2.
Yeah, spike though. Yeah, but yeah, like so I do think that Lilo and Stitch work well as a duo. I'm just not a big fan of Lilo and Stitch. I just don't care. Seen this movie like twice, and the second time I saw it was just because like someone, like one of my like siblings or someone just had it on, and I just happened to watch it, and like I don't go back to it. I don't care about like they're making a live action. I don't care like if you know me, I don't care about any Disney live action, but especially this one in particular. But but yeah, C-3PO and R2-D2, like I got to fight for them. I think that they're awesome. I mean, they might have the like same type of relationship that doesn't evolve. I don't think it really needs to though. I just think that like they just work well doing exactly what they're doing. They do some funny stuff. They kind of help out here and there, and then like C-3PO is a little neurotic and like afraid of things. R2-D2 is the brave one and kind of that like just jumps in the back of the ship and like jumps into dangerous situations to help out. So yeah, I think that it works. So I'm gonna go C-3PO and R2-D2. Zaddeus?
2 versus 2.
Tiebreaker.
Who do I decide to go against?
You got the tiebreaker.
I'm trying to think of who might win the next match. I'm trying to like play 4D chess in my head.
Next round, so
yeah, I think I might go only because I voted against them in the first round, so I gotta vote against them in this round too. And again, it's mainly because it's a duo, but R2-D2 is the man. But symbiotic pair, which I again never seen the movies, but I'm gonna go Lilo and Stitch.
Ooh,
duo.
It's probably an upset. So. All right. See what happens.
Dom and Brian up against Mike and Marcus.
It's all right. It'll just make it easier for the next round. So, yeah, it'll be Richard first. So
I want family versus family. Give me Dom. Give me Dom.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's do
it. Let's do it. Yeah. Malcolm.
Yeah, as much as I do like Mike and Marcus, I do think their duo in Bad Boys really works. I think Dom and Brian's duo works better for the reason that when Paul Walker passes and we don't get the period from 8 onwards, you really feel that loss. To me, they have to be have had to be a really good pairing if you feel the loss when one of them just stops appearing in movies. So I'm gonna go Dom and Brian on this.
Yeah, well, I think that's a good point, and yeah, I'm a big fan of Dom and Brian, and just like even all the way up to Fast X, they're still talking about. But Brian's out there somewhere. I want to make sure Brian. I forget what his wife's character's name is.
Mia.
Yeah, Mia. Like, when he's like, Brian and Mia are safe. Like they're off somewhere. So like they're safe. We just got to make sure everyone else is safe. Like you really feel the loss. Like even in every single movie since he passed. I mean, I kind of feel like Fast and Furious 7 could have been the perfect ending. Like when he just drives off into the sunset. But I mean, but they're still fun though. Like they're still fun to be had. And I think that just works a little better than Mike and Marcus. And yeah, so I'm gonna go with Dom and Brent. Zaddeus.
Yeah, I can't let them get swept so I'm gonna say Marcus and Mike, but because I feel like with taking one away, it would definitely change the dynamic. But we've seen what happens when one of them, again, not by choice or anything, but when one of the duo, Brian and Dom, is taken away, and the movies are definitely lackluster than they were before, and we haven't seen that in the Bad Boys franchise. Hopefully, we won't see that. Hopefully, they'll just decide to end it before then. But while my heart is with Dom and Brian, I'm gonna have to logically say Mike and Marcus. But I know who's moving on. But
right. Well, Brian,
give me family versus family. Dom and Brian. Let's go.
Yep.
I forgot about this matchup, man.
Dom and Brian. Here we go.
Yeah, and we are getting a fourth Bad Boys movie. I just that they just can't film it at the moment because of the writers' strike.
Oh yeah, right.
They
should have called the fourth movie "Bad Boys for Life." I don't know why they did.
They should have.
Agreed. Yeah,
they didn't.
Yeah.
You mean it's not gonna be called Bad Boys? Don't talk about my wife.
Yeah, right.
Keep my wife's name.
Yeah.
Get Chris Rock as the villain.
Yeah. Yeah, right. That'd actually be like really cool and maybe a way to like make amends, possibly. I don't know.
Yeah.
but yeah, we got Wayne and Garth and Buzz and Woody. So, and
I think it's
Malcolm.
Richard, right? Oh,
no,
Richard.
I was the first one last time.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, so it'll be Malcolm.
Yeah. Look, I do like the Toy Story movies. And Buzz and Woody is to me similar to the vibe that C-3PO and R2-D2 have. Like for a lot of the movie, that they are feel like an old married couple, and they're not really getting along. And then you completely separate them in Toy Story 4.
You are a child's plaything.
That's true.
I mean, just because even though I don't think I've seen the Wayne's World movies, I do think Rain and Garth are the more iconic duo here, so I'm going to go Rain and Garth.
Yeah. Yeah, she will be mine. Oh yes, she will be mine. And they both have the line because Wayne says it about the Tia Carrera character, and then Garth says it about the guitar, like it will be mine. Oh yes. So and yeah, like I'm just a massive Wayne's World fan, and I am a Toy Story fan too. But yeah, maybe they're not like always getting along all the time. If you got to be nitpicky, that's just being nitpicky. But because it's a tough one here. But I just think that the overall Wayne and Garth just work a little better. They're just two best friends, and they're like doing almost everything together, and they got a public access TV show together, and yeah, it's just a lot of fun and it works. So I gotta go Wayne and Garth.
I mean, to be fair, when it's a tough matchup, you've got to be nitpicky.
Yeah, right. Yep, yeah, exactly.
I'm still gonna go with Toy Story. Well, with Buzz and Woody mainly again because I haven't seen the Wayne's World 2. But I do agree. I didn't think about that fact the last round that in Toy Story 2 they really are a part pretty much the whole movie of that.
Yeah.
But I completely forgot. But I still feel like it's what drove Buzz to lead the excursion to save Woody. So yeah, I'm gonna go Buzz and Woody.
Yeah. Well, Brian, what do you say?
Yeah, I'm also gonna go Buzz and Woody. I find Wayne Garth more of a TV duo because I live. Buzz and Woody are icons of Pixar, so Buzz and Woody.
Yeah. Richard, who you got?
It's tough for me. I mean, I do like both. I'm going sorely on the fact that probably Mike Myers and Dana Carvey need this more because they need money because they're probably. So I'm gonna go
Yeah.
Wayne's World because I feel like I think there's more of a good chance. I'm going Wayne's World. I mean, this is just tough for me. Like, they're also the more iconic duo, and honestly,
Yeah, and also I would love to see a Wayne's World 3. I don't care about another Toy Story. I don't need it. So
I would call that upset. I would say.
maybe, yeah. I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
I mean,
I don't know.
I think it's more likely we'll see a Toy Story movie than we will see a Wayne's World movie again.
Yeah, I think so too.
I mean, I think it's once again. I think Mike Myers is semi-retired from acting at this point.
Yeah, he just does kind of little cameos and stuff.
Or he
Yeah,
recently had that Netflix show last year, which wasn't that good.
No.
Well, I thought they
Well,
were
that's what I
making
mean.
it an Austin
Semi-retired
Powers
from
movie.
acting. I think he's made sporadic appearances, but I think just
Yeah.
like Chris Tucker, he is very picky about what he decides to act in.
Yeah. All right, so we got Jenko and Schmidt against Beavis and Butthead, and this time it'll be me first. And for as much as I love Beavis and Butthead, like I was always gonna wear my Beavis and Butthead shirt, but it's kind of shrank in the wash. It doesn't really fit me right, so I'm like, I'll just hold off. I got Harley Quinn and the Joker. They're sort of a duo, sort of, but. And I love Beavis and Butthead. Like I've been having so much fun with the TV series. They're all like super funny, but I just feel like they're like some of these inner rounds, like being more nitpicky. Like I do get that they're probably more for TV. So I'll go with Jenko and Schmidt, and like they're hilarious. They like the first movie worked until they said just do the exact same thing again. But you're going to college this time, and it works. Yeah, it actually works. So yeah, they're like doing the same thing. They're like going after like a drug bust, like the same way. So yeah, it'll be Jenko and Schmidt. But Zaddeus,
Yeah, like oh my god, I'm sorry for jumping in there, but yeah, this thing about how you said do the exact same thing, just in college. You're going to do the exact same thing. And I thought it was smart how they moved the headquarters from the one church to the next church. Like, right next.
Yeah,
and then and then had the little sign saying 23 Jump Street coming soon. Like yeah, this movie, these two movies are masterful in my mind. And Beavis and Butthead, y'all did good in hell. Y'all would probably beat Chip and Dale on the other side in TV too. But yeah, it's the Jump Street movies.
Yeah. Well, Brian?
It says Johnson. I'm going to be inspired on this one. They work well together more than Schmidt and Joker are separated sometimes, but used by head always together, so used by head.
Yeah, that's fair. Richard, what do you say?
I still hate Beavis and Butthead. As always.
Yep.
I mean, no, it's 21 and 22 Jump Street easily.
Part of me thought you were gonna go Spike though, Richard.
Yeah, right. Well, Malcolm.
I also still hate Beavis and Butthead, so finally we can get rid of them, Jenko and Schmidt.
But we'll see.
I tried to get
the Movie Championship though.
Yeah. Well, I tried to get.
Look, in all fairness, too, I also hate the movie Step Brothers because that is the live-action version of Beavis and Butthead, in my opinion.
Yeah. We'll try to get Richie a Goodacre on the episode. He has tattoos of Beavis and Butthead. He's a big fan.
Yeah, but he also likes 21 Jump Street, so I don't know where he would have gone on that match.
True. Yeah. Right. Jane K and Jane Silent Bob. And this time it'll be back to Zaddeus. So.
I'm gonna go JK.
Yeah.
Yeah, JK. That's it.
Sounds good. Brian.
I'll go Jay Silent Bob.
Yeah, we got two J's. Richard.
Here's the thing, this is really hard because Jay and Silent Bob was only in besides their two movies, like they were just side characters. They make cameos. However, their two movies I think are better than 2 out of the 3 of the Men in Black films. So I'm going to go Jay and Silent Bob. I think I think they just work way more well together than J and K at times. So Jay and Silent Bob.
Yeah. Malcolm.
Yeah. This is actually really tough for me, but I do, as much as I like Men in Black, I'm going to go Jay and Silent Bob though.
Yeah, I think this one for me, like I think that the overall movie of Men in Black is probably better than most things in the View Askew universe, but like the duo of Jay and Silent Bob is just like so good, so much fun. Like it's like something that I look forward to, like in like every movie. Like when are they gonna show up? And then when they finally do, it's like it's awesome. And yeah, they have great chemistry. It just works. So I gotta go Jay and Silent Bob. Yeah, it'll be Jay and Silent Bob.
Mike and Sully up against Doc Brown and Marty.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, okay.
It'll be Brian first.
Dr. Marty's higher by what Jay, so Dr. Marty for this one.
Yeah.
That's close.
Yeah. Richard.
For me, it's Doc and Marty. Just way too much of an iconic duo. And I would also like to add, when they introduced Boo and Monster Incorporated, it kind of became more of a triple instead of a duo. Because I feel like without Boo now, like they're kind of lackluster. But Doc and Marty are way too iconic.
Yeah, that is kind of true. So, Malcolm, what do you say?
I actually slightly disagree with that. like Boo was more of a plot device in Monsters Inc. She didn't really add much to that duo to make it a trio. Well, yeah.
Kitty.
But yeah, but honestly, as much as I like Back to the Future, because this is a really tough matchup for me. For a lot of that trilogy, Doc Brown and Marty aren't together a lot of the times in the movie. Like they're separated because if Doc Brown's either left in Wild West times and Marty has to go west. But just because Mike and Sully are to be a more perfect duo, I'm going to go Mike and Sully.
Yeah, and to be fair, I do have some Doc Brown and Marty McFly in the DeLorean back there. I'm not going to pull it out, but Mike and Sully, they're fine. Like they're a fun duo. I actually have some stuffed animals of Mike, and then I tried to get Sully somewhere, and wherever I was trying to get it was like sold out or something. So I got a Mike at least, yeah, it's got to be Doc Brown and Marty, because even when they're separated, like they go across time and in space to get back to each other. And I think it's more, a lot of it might have to do with necessity, though. They need each other's help, but still, like I think they are great friends, especially like I remember the first time I saw Back to the Future 2, and then at the end of it, when the guy brings in the letter, it's like, the Doc's alive. He's in the Old West, but he's alive. And like, man, I got chills, and I just like thought it was like a great, just a really cool, iconic moment, and it got me pumped up for the next one, because right after that, you get a trailer for the third one for the post credit scene. So like, not a lot of movies do that, just like break right into the like that. So you knew you got a taste of what was to come, and yeah, like they're awesome. So I got to go Doc Brown and Marty.
Yeah, I go with Doc Brown and Marty as well.
Yeah. All right, that'd be Doc and Marty. All right, what do we got?
Han Solo and Chewie up against Riggs and Murtaugh.
Okay. This time it'll be Richard first.
Oh, this is tough. I'm going Han and Chewie, just more of the iconic duo. Like it's just they're more iconic. Like I love the Lethal Weapons movies more though, but I'm going Han and Chewie. That's hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's like surprisingly hard.
Yeah. Malcolm, what do you say here?
I don't know. I mean, you can argue that they're both iconic duos realistically. I think they're definitely both at the top of the list when you're talking about duos.
Also, Riggs and Chewie kind of look similar. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, he did cut his hair in the fourth one, so I don't.
I mean,
he tried to change.
I mean, how do we know for sure that it isn't Danny Glover in the Chewie costume in Star Wars?
Yeah.
Just saying.
He's just on some stilts. Yeah.
they just got Peter Mayhew out of the costume just so that because they didn't want people to know it was Danny Glover.
Right.
Or
Yeah.
we do that to trouble.
Yeah, but I feel like we've got a lot of franchisee duos, and by franchise I mean like big franchise ones like the Star Wars and all that and the Pixar movies represented in here. This is the only buddy cop duo well, Jingle Schmidt technically count, but this is the only sort of classic buddy cop duo that made it through the championship. So I kind of want to get them as hard as I can. So I'm going to go Riggs and Murtaugh here because I do think throughout the 4 movies, their partnership just gets stronger and stronger, and I think it works. And unfortunately, I do think just for the fact that there's a few movies where Han Solo and Chewie are not together as much as I'd like. For this, but so I'm gonna go Riggs and Murtaugh.
Yeah, like it would be nice to have like a classic just buddy cop like in there, but this is Han and Chewie, like they're classic, they're iconic. I mean, for Lethal Weapon, surprisingly, I actually do really enjoy the TV series too. I know we're just going by movies, but the TV series with Clayne Crawford, I think he's almost on the level of the Mel Gibson performance almost. Like he's that good if you've seen the TV series. Now Damon Wayans is no I'm spacing on his name, but
Danny Glover.
Yeah, he's no Danny Glover, like for sure. Like if you look into that, there's some problems why they took Clayne Crawford off of that show, and people blame it on him, but like a lot of it had to do with Damon Wayans. Like if you look into this podcast,
I think they
like he was an asshole on the set.
Well, no, I think the reason they took Crawford off was because there was a lot of reports of incidents of hostility between cast and crew on the show set. It's not just Damon Wayans,
right?
But
yeah,
I mean,
there's a lot to it.
Yeah, it's one of those ones. Like, I'm glad they didn't just sort of recast him in the show. They got Sean William Scott in as a completely different character.
Yeah, as a different character, which to me is a little step down, but that's fine. Like it still was all right. But yeah. So for me, I got to go with Han and Chewie because like there's just so many great moments between the characters, especially like when they had that first trailer for The Force Awakens and they had the Chewie we're home moment. Just seeing those two back together on screen brought tears to some people's eyes. So yeah, like they're that iconic. So I'm gonna go Han and Chewie. But Zaddeus?
Yeah, Riz and Murtaugh for me. I feel like there's no like all buddy cop duos since Lethal Weapon has been trying to reach this level, and they've been and while they haven't. They've made their own variations of that type of buddy cop, their own, like with the Lee and Carters, and I think even with Owen Wilson and Jackie Chan, Shane Guy, like the straight guy, the funnier guy. I think they perfected it, and other people have done their own variations of it. So Riz and Murtaugh.
Yeah. Brian.
Yeah, I'm gonna make this interesting. I'm gonna go Riz and Bert on this one. Not too good Malcolm with the whole buddy. We haven't seen that doesn't have a lot of buddy cop, non-franchise people duos move on. So I'll go Riz and Murtaugh.
Ooh, so it'll
And
be.
also, congrats to the Nuggets. They won the NBA Finals.
Oh, really? Yeah, go Nuggets. I got it here, right there. Nuggets.
Oh, the Nuggets won?
Let's go.
Yes.
Woo!
Nice.
That's right. Yeah. Nuggets all the way. But
Bill and Ted and Harry and Marv.
Oh, crap.
All right.
I say crap because I know where it has to go, and one of these is not going to be there. But Malcolm, you'll be first. So you got.
Yeah, I mean, look, Harry and Marv are great and all, and they are fairly iconic in their own right. But when you think of duos, Bill and Ted are really near the top of the alphabet when you think of them. I mean, quite
Bill.
literally, to be honest.
Yeah, right.
Bill and Ted.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, like I love Harry and Marvin. It'd be cool to have like some villains in there, just like a villainous duo, but like Bill and Ted are just iconic. Like that is the first one that I think of when I think of best TV duos. It just like pops in my head first, and they have great chemistry. It just works really well. Like honestly, like I almost wish that they would have done something with like a TV series when they came back, because just look at what they're doing with Cobra Kai. They're like killing it with that, and so like maybe that could have been something along those lines.
They did do a cartoon series of Bill and Ted though a long time ago.
Yeah.
So.
They also did a short-lived live action TV series too.
Oh, really? I didn't even know about the live action one. Yeah. That's
No,
cool.
I only know about that because Bibbs and Whitney covered it once.
Was it Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say like it probably wasn't them. Yeah, but yeah, I got to go Bill and Ted here. So, Zaddeus.
If I knew I could set up an easy layup by choosing Harry and Marv or Riz and Murtaugh next round, I would. But I don't even think I can even look myself in the mirror and say, "You chose Harry and Marv over Bill and Ted."
Yeah,
and
right.
take myself seriously. So yeah, Bill and Ted.
Yeah, right. Brian, what do you say?
This is a really hard match to decide. One's a great comedy duo, the other is a great comedic villain duo. If these two were replaced, I'll to Jacob Barber logic. If these two were replaced with Funny, I'll go with Bill and Ted. It's very close.
Yes. Yeah, sure. Richard.
No, not even close. Bill and Ted bias. It's easy. Keep going.
Yeah. Bill and Ted. Be excellent to each other.
Yeah. The Bill and Ted live action series. It was voiced by Evan Richards and Christopher Kennedy, who I believe did actually voice the characters in some later seasons of the animated series, because I think for the most part the animated series used the same voice cast as the movies.
Check that out, yeah.
I don't know if you can find it anywhere, but
okay. Well, I always find a way. Like somehow.
Well, I mean, there's a good chance it's probably on YouTube.
Yeah, I'll probably search
the family matchup.
Yeah, the family matchup.
Time for the family face-off.
Yeah, and it's me first on this one, and this one's actually easy for me because I don't really care that much about Lilo and Stitch. So, but I love me some Fast and Furious, so it's got to be Dom Toretto and Brian O'Connor. So,
yeah. I'm glad one of my layups at least worked. Brian and Dom, easy.
Yeah,
I think it worked.
Brian, yes.
This speech, they did like a crossover, Fast and Furious and Lilo and Stitch speech. See how they do it. But overall, the matchup, I'll go with Lilo and Stitch. I see it earlier than Fast and Furious.
It'd be an animated Fast and Furious, probably. But Richard, what?
Honestly, I'm sorry, Rich. If you were to, I don't think if you cross Lilo and Stitch over into the Fast and Furious universe, nobody would bat an eye. Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, right. Like it's already so like batshit crazy. They'll be like, all right, sure, then why not? yeah. But Richard,
Sorry, Rich.
Yeah, no problem. Here's the thing. I'm going Lilo and Stitch because they're really good. Dom and Toretto are really good in the first one, but we don't see them together again till Fast Five, if I'm not mistaken. Together.
No, they came back.
Fast and Furious, the fourth one.
Yeah.
Were they together? I thought I didn't realize. I didn't think Dom was in that one. He was.
Yeah.
But still, like it took like 2 other movies for them to get back together. Like.
Yeah, they weren't together for 2.
Say like you want, like I mean, they were really good in the first one, but it took them until it did take them until Fast Five till the franchise got rolling again.
Yeah.
So I'm going Lilo and Stitch for the fact that they're the stronger duo.
Yeah.
Yeah. This might be like I'm sure the Fast was going to win. But I'm just saying that's my reasoning. Why I'm going
yeah, right. Well, Malcolm.
Yeah, I mean, I do like Lilo and Stitch as a duo, but to add on to what Richard just said, I think Dom and Ron really well as a duo because when they aren't together, you feel the absence of the fact that Dom's not there. And I would argue that I think if you either see Lilo on screen away from Stitch or Stitch on screen away from Lilo, you wouldn't really bet that much of an eye. So I'm going to go Dom and Brian on this.
Yeah, Brian's there in his heart, right? He's always in his heart. Yeah. All right, cool.
All about family.
All right.
They're comedic.
Wayne and Garth and Jenko and Schmidt. Yeah, comedy matchup. So, it'll be Zaddeus first.
Yeah, Jenko and Schmidt. I can't. I think they're great together, and the two of them brought me so much enjoyment with these movies. So yeah.
yeah. Brian.
Excuse me, sir. Do you have a grapefruit pod? I'll go.
Do that.
I'll go Wayne Garth in this one. They're most iconic.
Yeah. Richard.
I'm going Clark and Schmidt because Wayne World people know them from Saturday Night Live. It's the same 2 people. I feel like their TV is what's going to hurt them now. Whereas, I mean, yes, 21 Jump Street was a TV show originally, but 2 different actors, 2 different characters, and I just think Channing Tatum, Jonah Hill together were such a surprising and amazing chemistry duo. But we already knew what Mike Myers and Dana Carvey could do because of Saturday Night Live. So I'm going Clark and Schmidt.
Yeah.
Maybe Jenko Schmidt.
Oh yeah.
Jenko Schmidt. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm tired. I'm tired, Zach.
Malcolm.
And actually, I didn't know. I only knew them from the movies. Like we don't get Saturday Night Live in New Zealand. Like, I think it's I think like outside of America, most people did know Wayne and Garth from the movies. Because as far as I know, I think Saturday Night Live is only really in America. I don't know how wide it's actually.
There might be a couple of random countries.
There might be a couple of random countries. Yeah, well, you're still technically America too. So
yeah, and I know that like there's like some people that like spoofed it over in South Korea. I think they like did a version of the theme song and a couple of things on may air over there. I don't know. Yeah,
but yeah, it is what it is. But it's
yeah.
I still think that most people, especially like people who may have only been born like in the 90s onwards, they might actually only be aware of them from the movies. So I'm going to go Wayne and Garth.
Yeah. Both of these make me laugh pretty hard, but like Wayne's World just has so many more moments that just make me laugh. Like the scene with the annoying girl is going after Wayne over and over, and like every time she comes, they're like like trying to hide or whatever. In the scene where she comes cooking on the like down the street on the bike, and then like slams into that car and like flips over, and then she gets back up and like she's okay, all right, yeah, and then, or like when she gives him a gun rack, he's like, I don't even know, a gun that would necessitate a gun rack. I mean, come on, or like when they're in the dance club and Garth's like swing. He's like, sorry, I'm on hottie overload. So yeah, like they're just like I've seen it more. I've kind of lived with it more. I just have more memories and laughs with the Wayne and Garth. So I gotta go with Wayne's World. So I think it'll be Wayne and Garth. Wayne's World.
Did Zaddeus go?
Yeah, I was first.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
See what we got.
Oof.
All right. So Jane Silent Bob versus Marty and Doc, and it'll be Brian first. So what do you got?
Tough one for me. Love Jane Silent Bob, love Doc and Marty, but this is a close one. I'm still going with Doc and Marty. It's higher from the other one tree in my filmmaking, so Doc and Marty.
Yeah. Sounds good. Richard, what do you got?
I'm going Jane Silent Bob and Jane Silent Bob just because they're still going. Unfortunately, Michael J. Fox had to retire because Parkinson's. I love Doc and Marty, but I feel like they're the duo that still keep on going. So
Yeah. Malcolm, what do you say?
Look, I like Back to the Future, but you know what? I'm going to go for an upset here. I'm going to go for maybe Jane Silent Bob.
Yeah, and you know what? Like Michael J. Fox is my favorite actor of all time. So I love the guy. I think he's great. But yeah, they're apart for big chunks of the movie. I don't think Jane Silent Bob are ever apart. I think they're together the whole way, and they're hilarious the whole entire time. And like for me, like whenever it comes down to like being nitpicky, I always lean more towards comedy. Like I'm just a comedy guy because I think laughter is like really the best medicine. I think that's a true statement. So I'm gonna go with Jane Silent Bob. Zaddeus, what do you say?
Yeah, I thought I was going to be spoiled, but I was leaning towards Jane Silent Bob as well because when it comes to like again, like I think I said, I can't remember what I said in the beginning, but like you take one of them away, it doesn't work. Really, it really doesn't work. If you take one of them away from the other, it doesn't work. They're very much too much like this very symbiotic. So yeah, Jane Silent Bob.
Yeah, sounds good. That's probably an upset, but
I mean, it's supposed to be an upset to be fair.
Yeah.
And I think, if I remember rightly, I think in Jane Silent Bob reboot, they are away briefly until Silent Bob breaks through in the Iron Man armor.
Oh yeah.
Briggs immerse her up against Bill and Ted.
They're getting tough. I mean, they've already been tough, but this is more tough. So this time it'll be Richard.
Bill and Ted bias. Let's go. Bill and Ted. Woo.
Yeah. Malcolm.
You know what? For the most part, it's been Upset City, so let's continue this trend. Briggs immerse her.
Sure, yeah. Well, like Bill and Ted literally saved the world through rock and roll. I mean, come on. Like if you're able to do that, then you can do anything. So let's go with Bill and Ted. Zaddeus.
Okay, I'm gonna take this moment to at you, Brian, face to face. What do I need to do to make you vote Riz and Murtaugh next? You want me to have you back in the future episode? I got you, but yeah, I'm going with Riz and Murtaugh. I can't vote against him. But I think this is one of those. This is one of those very hard ones. Like
Brian,
there's
just
no wrong
remember,
answer.
Bill and Ted never hated the Jews.
Yeah. Right.
Wow.
You asked. Neither did Reds. No, neither did Reds.
Yeah, right.
Reds did it.
True. So, well, Brian, what do you got?
God gave rocket to ya. God gave rock and roll. Beat actually each other. Bill and Ted.
Yep. I mean, Bill and Ted went to hell and back and survived.
Yeah,
Come
right.
on. It's like, yeah, come on.
I mean,
They
Riggs
got
and
death
Morty
on
would
their
have done
side.
the exact same thing if they had the chance.
Yeah, but then
Yo,
we-
Riz,
yeah, so-
Murtaugh brought Riz back to life technically. So,
No,
yeah, yeah,
when Murtaugh be like, "I'm too old for this shit," and he died, he's like, "Yep, this is about right."
yeah, yep. All right, we got our final four. So this will be our first matchup of the final four: Dom Toretto and Brian O'Connor, and against Wayne and Garth. Which I'm gonna laugh if it comes down to the two I predicted this whole time, but it'll be Malcolm first.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen. I still haven't really seen the Angel movies. I mean, I get that they are a more iconic duo. I'm going to go Dom and Brian on this, though.
Yeah. Well, for me, I got to go with my boys Wayne and Garth. I mean, they just have so much chemistry. Like it just works. Like, excuse me, a baking powder. Like, I mean, so many lines that, like, for me, just work. Whether or not everyone's laughing at them, I'm laughing at them, and that's what counts. So I'm gonna go with Wayne and Garth. Zaddeus.
Dom and Brian.
Yeah, Dom and Brian. Brian.
Let's continue up the city with Dom and Brian.
Oh, all right. Richard.
I probably would also gone with Dom and Brian just because Paul Walker's he's really missed when it comes to like Dom's chemistry, like wise, like no one's really asking for a Wayne's World 3. They're really out of date now. They were like pretty much a 80s, 90s thing.
I'm like the only one.
And again, like I mean, it only worked because of their SNL sketches.
Yeah. Could be
Look,
true.
I mean, I will because I think they did come back for a Super Bowl ad recently, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. Yeah,
they did.
But I think it's possible that
or 2.
Yeah, so I think it is possible that they can do a Wayne's World 3 and have it work.
Yeah, they got to figure out a way to make it work.
Bill and Ted was another one that I didn't think would work for a sequel, and I think Face the Music does work well enough.
Yeah, because I haven't listened to it yet, but I know Dana Carvey has a podcast, Fly on the Wall, with David Spade, and they had Mike Myers on, but I haven't listened to it, so I wonder if they like talked about any of that. I don't know if they did. Well, actually, no. I listened to half of it, and the first half they didn't talk about it. Maybe they were like trying to avoid that subject. I don't know. But we got Jay and Silent Bob against Bill and Ted, and it'll be me first. And like this one's tough, but. Like just like growing up the way that I grew up in a very strict household where we couldn't watch R-rated movies, and like I grew up in with a Mormon background, and so they were discouraged. I didn't really start watching R-rated movies until I was about 16 and 17, and even then I had to like sneak them behind my parents' back and stuff, and so I didn't really grow up with Jay and Silent Bob, but I love them as characters. They're great, but I mean I grew up with Bill and Ted. That one was definitely allowed and to watch, and yeah, it's awesome, and yeah, I think that they deserve to be in the finals. So I gotta go Bill and Ted. Zaddeus.
I'm gonna go Jay and Silent Bob.
Yeah,
that's
fair. Brian.
Yeah, I'm also gonna go Jay and Silent Bob because they're more filled with them, and also they're still together to this day. So Jay and Silent Bob.
Yeah, well, Bill and Ted are kind of almost together. They just had a movie recently, but Richard, what do you say?
I'm going Bill and Ted because one, Bill and Ted biased, but number two, I can't think of a time when they were not together in the movies. I can think of one or two times where Jay has been separated from Bob for even a brief moment. I can't think of when Bill and Ted were ever not in the same room.
No.
At all. Like, they literally died together. They lived together, and they literally died at the end of, like, kind of like their future selves died together. It's Bill and Ted. Like, I've never seen them apart.
No, yeah. Like, even the robot Bill and Ted were together all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Malcolm, it's down to you.
It is down to me.
Mm-hmm. Come on,
It's tougher for Malcolm.
Yeah.
So, one of these duos moved on by beating Riggs and Murtaugh. So,
Right, wins.
So that's a good thing. So put them through. Come on.
Well, guys, you guys have a good night. I gotta go. No.
Yeah. Yep. Same. See ya.
Wait, Jordan, was this what you're thinking of, or no?
No, it was gonna be
Yeah,
Wayne's World.
yeah.
He was thinking Wayne's World and Bill and Ted. That was me too.
Yeah. Wayne's World and Bill and Ted was my prediction. It did not happen. So, but this is kind of easy for me, like low key kind of. But I vote last, so it'll be Zaddeus first.
Oh,
so.
it's on me.
Yeah.
Mainly because of arguments I've stated other people have stated before. The loss of one of the members of the duo has definitely brought down their franchise, and that's Dom and Brian.
Yeah. So you're voting for Dom and Brian?
Yeah.
Okay. Brian.
Yeah, this is a really tough one to choose from. Both love these duos a lot, but for me, the longevity, Jay, Silent Bob.
Yeah. Richard.
Jay and Silent Bob. As much as I'm pissed that Bill and Ted didn't win, but Jay and Silent Bob, they're still together.
Yeah, it's hard to do a spite vote because I don't know if you like Jay and Silent Bob. But
I still love Jay and Silent Bob. I just prefer Bill and Ted over.
Yeah. Malcolm, what do you say?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think the lengths of these duos, like when they were together, I think are about the same length of time. I think. But you know what? To make things interesting and to put it all on Jordan, I'm gonna go Dom and Brian.
Sure. Yeah. Well, I gotta go. Snoochie Boochies. We gotta go with Jay and Silent Bob, baby. Let's go. Just because I just think it can't be Dom and Toretto win the last three movies that weren't together. I know it's not like anyone's fault.
Yeah.
Like really, I mean, but still, it's just kind of like they're still together. It's just the way it is. And also, even if Dom and Brian were still together, I just like this. I like Jay and Silent Bob better. So.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah, this was a win-win for me. So yeah. I love both of those franchises. Love both of all four of these characters. So yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's not who I would have predicted, but I'm happy about it. So we got a winner, Jay and Silent Bob.
I wonder who else will take this episode.
But we all know Bill and Ted should have won. That's fine.
Yeah, Bill and Ted should have won.
I love that it's not a conventional. I love that people who guessed it at the beginning were probably way wrong. So that I love being the upsetters.
And your real winners, Bill and Ted.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that was fun. So yeah, I'm looking forward to doing iconic TV duos eventually. I think that'd be a fun one.
That'd have to be one training, I believe.
Yeah, we'll have to look into it and start building a list and see what.
I'm going to start building that list because there's a lot that I'm actually thinking of right now.
I mean, the Emmy Awards when they happen, maybe that would be a good time to do it.
Yeah.
You can do Frasier and Niles. You can do the CW and cancellations.
Sunny and Jason General Hospital.
Hey. Yeah.
Sam and Dean Winchester.
Exactly. You have to go Sam and Dean. You cannot have a TV duo and not put Sam and Dean in there.
Gus and Sean from Psych.
True.
Ray,
I mean,
Nussbaum Patrick.
Chip and Dale.
anyway, I'm going to come up with that list. Like,
Yeah, that
Give
general
people what they want,
I
Malcolm.
will take all the suggestions on hand, but I mean, we could.
Because
Yeah.
like what? So my ex-wife like had an obsession with General Hospital. Jason and Sam were like her like iconic duo. So to like have something like that, like even like a soap opera. Like I actually got what do they call it? Cameo. I got I forget the guy who plays Jason, but I got a bunch of cameos from General Hospital, and she like lost her mind over it.
I only
Oh,
seen
that's-
one
that's
soap opera,
dope.
and that
Yeah.
was Guiding Light.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
remember Gang Light.
Yeah, like I never really watched soap operas, but I watched a lot of episodes because of her. Like I watched a lot of General Hospital, so yeah. Got one from like Sonny. He's like the mob boss guy. I got a cameo from him. I got a couple cool ones from that show. But
Super dope.
anyways, yeah. That'll do it for us tonight, though. So we'll just go on and we'll do some plugs, and that'll be it. So we'll start with Zaddeus. Where can the people find you?
Good people, y'all can find me on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram at ZA2DsEUS Smith. I'm on sometimes on here on some of our friends and family doing tournament fights. You can catch me in some past episodes too. You want to go check it out. I'm also with my boy Malcolm up there with Take 3 doing some of the rankums from time to time. You can go back and check those out. And I have a mini little YouTube page of my own. Just search Zaddeus Smith. I've done some playthroughs of video games, AK1 to Corey. But maybe doing some more soon. So just check it out.
Nice. Sounds good. And Brian, where can we find you?
Yeah, you can find me through Two Both Spaces, the Pierce Co., Lifestyle Trivia. Yesterday I filmed a match on Bay Moose in America. I believe a match is dropping next week on Disney Animation. Check that out. It's a pretty close game. I'm in the team tournament on the Pierce Co. With teammate Steve Mesa. We're facing either Death Proof or Sumerian Death Squad.
Oh, nice.
I appear sometimes on the Lifestyle Trivia. Judge Moon Battleground debates. I appear here. I think next time I'll be on is on the Best Blue Dads episode, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that'll be Friday.
Yeah.
For Father's Day.
That's all I'll be on.
Yeah, sounds good. And Richard, where can we find you?
You can find me on Facebook under Richard Schwartz, YouTube, Twitter under External Void, and it's the same old for me. I'm in LA. That's where I'm at.
Nice. Sounds good. And Malcolm, where can we find you?
Yeah, I mean, you can find me on Take Food Productions hosting Rankum every Sunday night. We just did a Spider-Man ranking on Sunday. You can also next week we're doing top shelf movies about the making of various products, movies, companies.
Oh, nice!
Wow,
that'd be cool.
So based on, and it's actually movies and TV shows because when I thought about it hard, I thought that I don't think there was enough movies that would to fill it out. So I might as well put on TV shows that could give more options there. You can also
Flamin' Hot and Blackberry. They're both really good. So
yeah. But yeah, you can also find me hosting trivia over on Full Metal, and yeah.
I'll go about stuff, guys. See you.
Yeah, we'll see you later, Brian. Yeah.
Catch you.
But yeah, just thinking the other cameo for anyone who like I'm sure like General Hospital isn't that popular in this community, but there's another guy who played Spinelli. It's he named Bradford Anderson. So speaking of a duo, there's a podcast called Stone Cold and the Jackal, and that was one of the other ones that I got a cameo from. So it's fun to kind of get a message from him. But anyways, you can find us on all the social medias at Movie Hero 2121 on Twitter and Instagram, and you can find me posting quite a bit on my my personal Instagram. That's Jordan83616. You'll find the poll with the Elite 8 that you can vote on. You can voice your opinion on what we came up with for our top 8 of all time, and let us know what we got right, what we got wrong. That'll be over in the Schmodown Friends and Family group, probably in about 24 hours from now, roughly. and I've been trying to do more like YouTube Shorts and like Instagram Reels and that kind of thing because it's been getting our channel out there. So I've been doing some quick little movie reviews. I've been doing this thing where I just go to my flickchart.com, my list of all the every movie I've ever seen ranked. I hit the ranked movies and whatever 2 random movies pop up, I do a 1 minute quick little reviews with 3 pros and 3 cons. So the last one that just randomly popped up was the movie Indian in the Cupboard. That popped up, so I did that one. And then I also did Leon the Professional. Those 2 popped up, so you can see those as probably the best way to see them. They're all over all the social media, but as a YouTube short, that's like probably the best way you can find it. But and then we do have a Patreon. If you go to patreon.com/movie hero, you can see an extended look at our schedule. If you want to have first dibs at signing up for these episodes before they fill up, we put about a 4-month schedule on there, and you can just sign up for whatever you want over there. We do some exclusive podcast episodes. We do some drafts over there. We did a comedy draft that you can find over there, and then that'll be the place that if our trivia, because we also do trivia, if that ever gets blocked from YouTube, you can find it over there. We've done so far 8 episodes of trivia. Only 2 have gotten blocked for copyright, which is kind of funny. We have all kinds of copyrighted content in there, and only 2 got blocked. So those are over on the Patreon. I believe it's episode 2 and 3 are over there. So the rest are all on YouTube. But, and then just a little preview of what's coming up for tournament fights and tier rankers when we have going on. So
I gotta get going, guys. You guys have a good night.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm falling asleep.
See you later, Richard.
Have a good one.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, thanks again, man. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So we have coming up tomorrow. We're gonna be doing our first Movie Hero Mystery Tournament. So I actually made a little. I was gonna pull it up with our little graphic for tomorrow's show. So this is the Movie Hero Mystery Tournament. So basically, what we did is we took a wheel and we put all of our favorite movies from all of our regulars, all people that are partnered in the channel, and we spun it 64 times. And the first 64 movies to pop up are going to be in a mystery tournament. We did a little a selection show, me and Austin Pez Howell, and we can watch us spin it 64 times. That's already up on our channel if you want a little preview of what we're going to be doing for that and what movies are going to be in the tournament. So it'll probably be one of the hardest tournaments we've ever done because they're all of our favorite movies just going head to head. So it's going to be a tough one. So we also have some like wild cards, and then we let everyone pick 20 wild cards. That could be guilty pleasures, that could be new releases, that could be even bad movies, that could be ones they haven't seen and they want to watch for the first time for this show. So we do have those in there. Then we'll be doing for Father's Day, we have Best Movie Dads coming up on Friday. So it should be a fun one. We're going to get back into our best yearly movie ladder series. We got Best Movies of 2011 coming up. So it'll be a 3-part series. It'll be all in 1 week. It'll be a Monday, Wednesday.
I believe that's next week.
Yeah. Yep, that'll be next week. So it's coming up quick. And then we're doing a big geek character series where we want to determine the best geek character of all time. We're going to have 8 different tournaments and then the Sweet 16 of each one will be in a big 3-part championship. That'll be a 128. But our first one's going to be best Star Wars characters. So we got that one coming up soon. Then we're going to finally get to our best animated movies of all time tier ranker championship. And we already went through every single decade of animated movies. So what we have is our championship. That's so that's coming up. Then we have movies with the city in the title for one episode. Then the separate one, movies with the state in the title, because we actually found enough movies to fit both of them. So we're going to be doing that. And then of course we'll get to best movies of 2010. That's coming up. But I just wanted to mention a couple other of our unique ones. We have best vacation movies coming up since it's summertime. Just movies where people are on vacation. We have our best, our second of the best geek character. We're going to do best Star Trek characters. So we're doing one for Star Wars, one for Star Trek. And then we also we're going to be starting a tier ranker decade series that'll be best movies with one word titles. So for that, we realized we had to split it up into decades, because there's like about like a couple, probably 1,000 movies with one word titles. So we're just gonna break the best ones into decades for that one. So that's just a little preview of what's coming up. So yeah, but that'll do it for us tonight. So that was a fun time. I appreciate it, guys, and being on. And yeah, for the Z-Man, for Malcolm, for Brian, for Richard, I've been Jordan, the movie hero Anderson. We will see you next time.